Hi, I'm Michael. I lead the community at Sudowrite. So Sudowrite is an AI writing tool for novelists. I want to show you very quickly something that I built with Hunch that has been transformative for me and the work that I do over here. So I'll start with the problem. The problem is that we have a very, very large community, and in service of that community, we host free live classes every day of the week. Our instructors record these sessions and then they share them with us, and what that means is that on a weekly basis I might have up to 15 or so hours of video content that I then need to do something with. It's full of incredible product knowledge, incredible insights, and best practices for using Sudowrite, but to date, it's been sort of trapped in there. It's trapped in the video. Even at 2 times speed, if I was to watch that, I would not be able to absorb everything. I wouldn't be able to do justice to what these teachers covered. And our goal is to make sure that we're making the most of that material. And so I built something on Hunch called the Class Analyzer. So the Class Analyzer is intended to take what already exists and give us what we need from it. So the way it works is it needs 3 inputs. It needs the session URL, so that on our end we use Luma for our event calendar, and it looks like this. Here's an event, from back in May. This is a craft/AI session. We kind of cover a little bit of writing craft and a little bit of AI in this. You grab this URL, you take it over to the Class Analyzer tool, and you slap it in session URL. Teachers, when they get the Zoom recording, it comes with a whole bunch of stuff, and that includes the chat log. Sometimes there's insights or feedback or even questions asked and answered inside of the chat itself, so you throw that in there. And then the file. The file, this can be the video recording or the audio file. You click upload, and there it is. And that's it, those 3 ingredients. When you click run tool, you get to watch Hunch do its magic here. So you can see the first step is the class transcript, and then it kind of scrapes the web content. And actually there's a better way to show you this, and I'm going to show you that canvas in just a moment. This view though, this simplified tool view on Hunch, is so straightforward and clear that I've been able to invite someone on my team who has not built anything on Hunch at all yet, but she is new to the tool, and I just shared a link to this tool, and I said, the task is to process these class recordings. It needs these 3 ingredients. Can you please do this for me? And she has been able to, in less than a day, she was able to clear out our backlog, which is incredible. So I'll show you the outputs. After running this tool, you get a session title and description. So this is appropriate for sharing into our Discord. We could turn around and post this on YouTube with the beats of what the instructor actually covered in the class. This was something that previously, when we were sharing these things, we were just using the pre-existing event description, which is kind of vague and speculative and future-looking. Now we can say what was actually covered in the class. We have instructor feedback running. Instructor feedback, these are notes that the teachers get, where they can say, oh, this is something I should consider for future classes I run. It even highlights, bugs the instructor might have encountered, because those are typically addressed on the stream, either in the chat or verbally. And those bugs then are brought to our attention so that we can improve the product. There's a notes for student section output, and this is something the teachers can then take back and share with the students. We haven't automated this getting sent out to folks yet, but that's probably the next step. And then finally, the complete transcript, because having a backlog of these transcripts allows us to repurpose. I mentioned all the insights and intelligence locked up in there. We can then repurpose that. We can take that and turn it into a blog post. We can do a lot just off of these raw transcripts. So that's the Class Analyzer, and this is what it looks like in the canvas view. So how's it work? How did I build this? So I'm not an engineer. I'm semi-technical. I've worked in startups for quite a while, but I'm not I don't have a deep code background. So I love a graphical editor. I love a canvas-based, block-based workflow editor. This is how it works. You can see kind of the URL is used for a couple of things. First of all, we visit and scrape that, and we're able to grab full session context and store it in a content block. We're also able to make a little call to extract an appropriate file name from that. And I'll show you what we do with the file name in a bit. There is as I said, the chat log and the other input. The first step of this is getting that clean transcript. And then here are the sort of three blocks where we have the title and description generator, the instructor recap generator, and the class notes. You can see the transcript is parked as an output block over here. And then you can see what I do is I take these three core blocks and I roll them into something that I've called the retro doc. So a single content block that takes these three outputs. And the reason I do that is because I was able to set up a webhook to fire that into Google Docs. So that file name is used as a file name. The session URL is passed through exactly as is, and our webhook URL sort of lives in a block up here. I provided an example JSON structure here, and I make a Claude 3 haiku call to wrap the retro document in this JSON structure. The final step of all this is then a code runner block. So while the outputs on the tool page end here, the process continues beyond that, and the actual final step is this code runner block, and it runs code. And what that code does is it hits the webhook with this JSON, and that webhook is set up via Zapier, and when that webhook is hit, that Zap creates a Google document with the substance of the retro doc. And then the other thing that it does is it notifies our teachers in our class notes channel, and the teachers can see the notes. So as soon as these are processed, the teachers have access to them via that shared Google Drive. And then the transcript was a little bit, because these sessions can be up to 2 hours, the transcripts are a little bit too long to try and tidily handle and pass through. And so usually what we'll do is we'll copy from the tool page and just paste that into the same document, just so everything's in one place. That's it. It's really cool. I was blown away that I was able to build this and that it works, first of all, that I was able to build it, second of all, and third of all, just how much fun it was experimenting with this and building this. I've built a bunch of other tools. Some of them are just flavors of this, so this is very much designed to support our sort of classes because we have so many of those. I built some that are for internal sessions that we run or even customer interviews or things like that. I also have experimented with really just unitaskers, these little micro tools. So a simple example is Quick Transcribe. Sometimes I'm recording a video, a Loom or something, and I realize after the fact, oh, I already recorded a Loom for that, or I was recording something even just in QuickTime to upload to YouTube, and I have the video file, but I don't have a transcript, and so Quick Transcribe just spits out a transcript right away. And when paired with this other tool I built, which is called Ask a Transcript, you can do whatever. So you can, in this case, I have pasted the notes from a meeting I ran with all of our teachers at the end of the month. I said, what did we say about revising the curriculum exactly? What's the plan we'd articulated? And then click Ask, and it reviews the transcript and it outputs it. And so these little tools, I prefer this workflow to something like Claude, to something like ChatGPT, in part because of the enrichments. First of all, I built these tools. I I can control these tools, I can change how they work, and that feels magical. Yeah, this is just a peek at some of the stuff I've built. I am definitely most stoked on the class analyzer, and we've been getting a lot of mileage out of that, and I send my thanks to the Hunch team for building such a cool product, such an intuitive product, and something that I think is going to completely shift a lot of teams' internal processes and workflows. We're building an AI product. We are building AI products at Sudowrite, but we weren't using enough AI in our own internal processes. And so this has been a great excuse to do so. Thanks.